Who committed the worst crime? Ex-cons rank themselves. Who y'all think killed a nigga? Wait, ain't this that one dude? He was like a robber, like a real famous robber. Like niggas used to do heists. Hold on, I know I'm not tripping. Hold on, I know I'm not tripping. Is this him, bro? Heist. Oh shit. Heist. Wait, what should I type? Former robber. It's this nigga. Hold on. Is this him? Oh, no, that ain't him. Okay. Low-key look like him, though. No bullshit.
Anybody doing a robbery.
You did.
It's her opinion. That's traumatizing. You probably gave someone PTSD.
100% I did. 100% I did.
So what is that? How many people is that?
I tried over 100 people. But the...
Okay.
Wait, bro, I think that is him, bro. That is him. Brother got older. Larry Lawton. Yeah, I know, bro. I ain't lie, his videos was actually real interesting.
Go back. Just go back.
Listen. I don't know.
Alright. Who y'all think did the worst thing on here? I ain't gonna lie. Before, he was a bad dude. Can't lie to you. Let me see. She probably just stole some. Same with her. You.
He's too jacked.
Nah, he probably did some shit. You ain't do nothing too bad. Probably like something like with a car or some shit.
He's in the joint. Oh, you gotta fix.
And this nigga. I hope there ain't no murderers on here. You feel me? But nah, I don't think he did nothing too crazy neither. But if somebody murdered somebody, it might have been this nigga. And he... Weed. Same with him. Probably weed or some shit.
You over here. Come on up.
We gonna find out though.
You.
In between?
Something about you. But
So
I think there's a little violence there. You stay right there.
Say
That put me about... I swear.
Get here. Okay. All right, that's fine.
Get in here. I think the girl at the end is probably unsuspecting. You'd probably be over here a little bit more. So I would put you towards
She might be a sneaky one though. She probably one of the ones like her boyfriend done did something and like nigga fuck around and found out on some shit. I don't know if he hurt him. I don't know if she hurt him or she keyed his car, put sugar in his tank. You feel me?
that side, because you don't look like you've done anything too crazy.
Too crazy, right? Yeah, I agree. She looks innocent.
I'd come to you guys' side. Quiet ones always did a lot of
Hold
times.
on, bro. This is kind of racist.
You
Why
haven't
they put
said a
him
word.
straight up front like
Because
that?
you don't look like you've done anything too crazy.
Too crazy, right? Yeah, I agree.
Come on,
She
man.
looks innocent.
I'd come to
Look at this
you
next
guys'
nigga, bro.
side.
He's- bro, come on,
Quiet
man.
ones always did a lot of times, so you haven't said a word. So, so you're probably in the right spot.
I'm just thinking. I'm trying to think and see if I can switch with Pops. Come over here with me, Pops.
Okay.
Come on.
I'd agree with that.
Something telling me he might have did the worst
you
thing.
that
And he
I'm-
old
I'm
too, so he
puzzled
probably just
about,
finished
you
his
know,
sentence.
the tattoo, the
and
way you
whatnot.
talk. I'm not sure about you down there, you know. You're gonna move over here.
Like, come on, bro. He got a hat on.
You wanna
He
switch
probably
with me?
part of some gang. Mafia nigga.
Let me see those tattoos.
My tattoos?
Yeah, let me see them.
Hi,
Oh,
we're
Lord.
Visible. We're the wireless company with nothing to hide. Seriously, hidden features.
Shut up.
Those are done on
You're
the
over
street.
here.
This is
I'm
prison.
over here, right? See, I'm
Over
over
here.
here.
Those are
Right
street.
here.
Loud enough. I
Tall
hope it's
guy
loud
with the
enough.
hat. That's a drug charge. I put that on. I put that on least serious if it was
I'm
me.
with you. That is least.
Yeah.
It's drugs. Who cares about them?
Let's see. Anybody did enough time to have face tattoos?
I actually got a face tattoo
Oh, wait.
right here.
Oh, it's covered up. You
covered it
cheated.
up?
I thought she about to kiss
Sometimes,
him.
like, I'm telling you, there's that twerk. You're like a serial killer. Oh, you could have been.
Could have been.
It's just that click, you know, it's like, I would have a drink with you.
I'm gonna take that as a compliment.
But you gotta go up there right now. You get me a little nervous.
Which side?
All the way,
over
all the
Pops?
way, all the
Okay.
way. Pop, you stay right there. You
I
can't
don't think
fool
she
me.
did that much of a serious
Come on.
crime.
Think I'm right here? Okay.
Yeah.
I think the last two should switch. I think he probably did the worst crime. She did the least worst crime. By appearance, that's just my opinion. She looks very like angelic,
Serial
like
killer.
innocent to
It's
me,
so crazy. It's so
and
stereotypical.
he just looks more rugged, like he's willing to do something a little more dangerous.
Nah, bro.
in my
She did
opinion.
time.
Drugs.
See her hand tattoos. And she's like that nurse that killed somebody, though. You know, they kill him with the stuff.
You think everybody killed somebody, man?
When I was in prison, a lot of the dudes that were in there for serious crimes didn't look like they were in there for serious crimes. If they looked like the
Okay, so he
typical
went to
dude you
prison,
would see
though.
in an office, I was like, that's a sex offender.
He went to prison, so he did
Put you
something.
on like a bank fraud, forgery,
He go to
burglary
jail.
type of scenario.
Yeah, it's
You've done
serious
time, but you've done lots of different
Wait,
stretches
can you go to
of time.
prison for
Nothing
just 1
crazy
year?
all at once
I don't
is my
think
guess.
you can
Same.
A lot of people who did like really serious crimes,
I don't even know for real.
they end up finding their zen in prison. And so they'll just be this like calm aura about them. Or they've done so much time that they don't readjust well to the world. And then you catch an air of like, you know, that PTSD, that anxiety off people. And when people did a violent crime, that doesn't really tell you anything about their life, because that can be a 5-minute accident. But when people have drug crimes or identity theft, that's usually indicative of their lifestyle.
I disagree. If you're apt to be violent, you're going to be violent. It's not like a snap that killed the motherfucker. No, you know, it's in you to kill the motherfucker.
I was in women's prison, so violence
They
is a
have crazy
less.
bitches in there, you know that.
I mean, there's girls who killed their abusive boyfriends,
Right,
though. I mean, that was
absolutely.
most of the murders that I saw.
There you go, right? Get over there. Man, they gotta switch this shit. You gotta go over there. You
I
gotta,
was feeling that vibe too.
yeah, you feeling that vibe too? No. You gotta go over here.
This guy went down when he was young, and he's changed. He's not the same guy he was when he
Nigga
went
off
down
his
for something
shit.
when he was
I ain't gonna
17,
lie.
18, 19. I see personal growth on this one, which I think means you did something serious. Come down here.
Young lady right here should move over. You got the spider web on your elbow. You know, it's giving me them kind of cartel vibes.
This guy here, though,
Cartel?
might have done a lot of time, but I don't think it was for that serious of a crime. I get like 70s dope case off you, or maybe like environmental terrorism, or some of like, you know, the radical stuff, the real radical stuff that was happening in the 70s, because I see that like political edge to you maybe. So I would put you down at least to the right of the guy with the hat.
No, he's got a lot of murders, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's a shot
Trust
caller.
me, he's got a body.
So we have
Tell me,
our
bro,
two
did
women
something, bro.
over here on the most serious.
Because women are like that. I mean, they could be snakes, they could be tough, and they'll shank you if they have to. I mean, they'll do what they gotta do. And listen, bitches are bitches, man.
This gentleman over here has had some bad experiences with women. Clearly, he's a little traumatized. Just about nothing he says about women aligns
he just
with
like to
my
rob
experience in prison, where almost
like to rob
everybody
niggas, bruh.
was there for
Like, if you
less
really watch bro
serious
videos,
crimes.
he show
Killing
you
their
all the
babies?
strategies and all that.
Nah, man,
Like,
they
it's
were
kinda
fighting
crazy.
back against abusive
Oh,
men,
don't
which
get in that conversation.
might be
Don't get in
Brothers
that
really like
going
that
on over
straight
here.
nice.
They hit you first, and then they say,
Shit, stealing.
"Oh man, he hit me because he's a big." That bitch hits me. I thought I hit her like a man. You know,
okay,
it's
proving
like-
my point right here.
No, because it's just about society.
He need to at least be in the middle, at least. Like, he probably gotta be up here.
Listen, if a bitch slaps you, what are you supposed to do?
Slap him back.
Call your
Thank you,
sister?
Pop, man. You in the old
Wait,
school.
wait, hold on.
Listen, me because he's a big. That bitch hits me. I thought I hit her like a man. You know,
Okay,
it's
proving
like-
my point right here.
No, because it's just about society.
Yeah, what
Listen,
up, Josh?
if a bitch slaps you, what are you supposed to do?
Grabbing on this,
Slap him back.
Call your
Thank
sister.
you,
Chicken
Pop,
salad,
man. You in the old
Buffalo
school.
Ranch,
Listen,
you
I'm
feel
not gonna abuse her. I never hit a
Something
woman in
nice.
my life.
This gentleman over here,
got the water.
he interrupts
Baby
people
salad,
a
Joey.
lot when they talk. So he doesn't have that respect value that people, or, so there's two ways this could go, or you were high up on the food chain. So I think you did bids, because you were never there long enough to get either that zen, or you were always getting in fights. You were on these short bids and you were always getting in fights because you run your mouth.
I like this. Keep going. Keep going.
there's obviously more boisterous characters, and usually from my experience, the louder they are, typically the less serious in crime. It's more of like their bravado and that's not my style. The dude with the Nike shirt on, I think he's secretly down here somewhere. That's my guess.
Where I'm at?
Bank fraud dude is down
Oh,
here
yeah,
as
I
well.
He's up here a little bit more.
I think you're over here.
you?
I
This
think
spot?
you're
Okay.
right here, actually.
Okay.
The way that I rank
don't think you're
drug
right.
offenses is on like the lowest scale. I just don't even think it should be illegal. So I still think this guy has dealt with some addiction issues and went to prison on that. I put Zane down towards the end because I think he was just on drugs and kept getting some dirty UAs and went to prison.
What do people who have struggled with addiction look like?
It's
All
a
of
mix.
us.
It's a mix for sure.
Everybody struggles with something. So, and listen, addiction or whatever it is.
You two
That's
are
real.
serious
Everybody
as
struggles
well
with
as this guy right
We're
here.
something serious. You're
And
up
I
there.
think you're down here.
No.
That's my guess.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
don't
me
give
too.
me
I
no
would
say you're
signs.
down.
I'd say
Down here.
I'd put
Them be
you
the
here.
ones.
Right here?
I think you two have done
be the
serious
ones,
time,
bro.
especially you haven't said a whole lot, and I know you probably did something serious, is my guess, because you just handle yourself a
Okay,
little
I
different.
object, but that's at the end.
Bank fraud and you, I think that could be a switch. But I know you don't. I think you're in that somewhat serious range.
I think he needs to come here.
I'm next to you.
Okay.
And I think that'll lock it in.
You guys sure?
Nope.
Okay. Absolutely not. We're gonna lock this appearance ranking.
Hold on, what I miss? Am I tweaking?
And I think that'll lock it in.
You guys sure?
Nope.
Okay. Absolutely not. We're gonna lock this appearance.
Nigga, funny, appreciate it. Yeah, well, this is somewhat right. I don't think I'll put bro up here. I don't know, but you never know, bro.
Appearance ranking.
You just never know.
I was charged with misdemeanor DUI with injury.
I was charged with delivery of heroin, conspiracy to distribute heroin, and drug
shit,
delivery.
hold on,
I was
they
charged
talking
with delivery of heroin, conspiracy to distribute heroin, and drug delivery resulting in death.
I was charged with burglary of a dwelling and theft.
I was charged with organized fraud and grand theft.
I was charged with the RICO for armed robberies
Rico,
and more.
told you this
I was
nigga's a
charged
bad
with
guy.
conspiracy to trafficking, and RICO for cannabis.
I was
Told you,
charged
these
with
drug niggas.
aggravated assault, attempted murder on a witness,
Okay.
murder, conspiracy, and gun charge.
Damn, these niggas got it right. Ain't no way somebody worse than bro. Nigga, what? Aggravated assault, attempted murder, conspiracy, and a gun charge. Nigga on some shit, boy. God.
You gotta go, Pop, least serious. You gotta go down to the end.
Switch
He's gotta
with-
go all the way
switch
to
with
the
her.
end.
She's got to go up there.
I think she should go second.
Hold on,
because
wait, dude
her
had-
crime
what I
injured
missed?
someone.
What did he
I
have?
think you should go third.
Hold on.
Serious work charged with
Conspiracy to distribute.
Misdemeanor DUI with injury.
I was
Oh, bro just had a
delivery of
DUI?
heroin, conspiracy to
Dang, I
distribute
thought bro was a
heroin,
drug
and
Organized fraud
Me
and
too.
grand theft.
I was
serious.
Goes
I'm a therapist, you
Yo, what up, Vendetta?
and some people think that's
Oh my
strange.
gosh,
The thing is,
let's
though,
get right to a
therapists are
damn
human
ad.
beings.
My personal thought is this was an accident. Dude gets high or drunk, crashes, it results in an injury, which sucks. It's not a.
It said minor damn, minor injury though. Why they put him up there?
Intent behind that. He wishes that day didn't happen. You'd
But
made
that's
a choice.
what I'm saying. That's least serious.
You made
That's
it
least
exactly.
serious.
So
you're-
you gotta get back
I
here.
think you're back over
Yeah,
here.
go
I
ahead,
think
come back
you
here.
I'm about to say why they put him up
personally,
there?
if you take a gun or a weapon and try to rob someone, armed robbery is
Okay, yeah,
serious.
that's serious.
like you
That's
make the
intentional.
wrong move and dude's dead. So I think yours is a lot more thought out. Bad idea. I think I'd put you over.
Yeah, put her at 3.
Heroin.
heroin.
Yeah, heroin. In my opinion, heroin's not a big deal. So I'm with. I'm like, okay, drug people, you're down here.
Wait, she did what? Grand Theft Auto?
I think what the intent, that is what criminal law should be based on. Willful behavior. Accidents, that's a different thing. Because you didn't like get behind the wheel of a car and said, today's the day I'm gonna hurt someone.
Right.
But if you think about serious, this could be an accident, but it's a really serious accident and 5 people get killed.
That is true.
An accident of a truck driver slam and killing people. That's serious.
what was
right?
yours?
Yeah.
Organized fraud.
You know what's crazy? I remember I was in I want to say, damn, I forgot what the class was called. I think it was called like ethics, critical thinking, whatever. And the professor asked us, what's worse? A drunk driver that drove home from a bar and killed a family of 5, or a man who planned out to kill his wife? Who's a worse person? Like, who's a even worse person? There was a whole argument on like it was like half and half almost. People saying, oh, you killed 5 people instead of 1, but it was by accident. But then they went all the way back to, oh, he should have known better, you shouldn't be driving drunk. And then people say the other one was worse because you actually thought it out to kill this person. But I don't know what y'all think. I can't remember what I said because I was still really stuck on the 2. Because it's like, it's deeper, bro. Can't lie to you.
Oh, fraud. You're going down there. You're over after the guy in the black shirt. This is good right here.
So fraud, in my opinion, is worse than drugs.
Absolutely.
So this girl's got to come in front of this girl.
I'd agree with that.
Am I tripping? Did they say bro had a RICO case?
Yeah, I still agree with that.
They said old man had a RICO case. How is bro still at the bottom? He used to be at the bottom. DUI with I can't remember if it said minor injury or not.
To number
But,
1.
like, it wasn't nothing
No,
crazy.
number 2.
Like, come on,
yeah.
man.
I agree with that.
Because
I
somebody-
wholeheartedly agree. You
Didn't
should
kill
not have
nobody.
been delivering drugs.
Okay, but what about all the times that I overdosed, but
You shouldn't
someone
have
was
bought the
there
drugs.
to Narcan me? Okay, so then you just admitted that my choice to use drugs was my choice.
It is a choice,
And therefore
but
my responsibility.
I understand. My mother died of a drug overdose too. Hey, she shouldn't have been doing drugs. I think that your crime is terrible. Like, you shouldn't have been selling drugs. So I think you belong in number 2.
So you think drugs are a serious crime?
I do.
Okay, that's just a matter of how we grade seriousness. Drugs to me is not serious, so I think opposite.
Same.
Robberies, guns, murders, all that kind of stuff, a little bit hard. That's serious.
Her choices
Said to my, oh,
killed someone.
No,
you
when
said
autonomous adults consent to the risk in the behavior they are engaging in. And under that, I would actually be less serious than him because the person he hit did not consent to the risk. They were out walking or driving their car. They weren't engaging in a dangerous behavior.
I'm with you 100%. And fraud, that's way worse than
Yeah, it is.
I'm willfully going to get drugs.
Yeah, I think this is switch. I think this
I
is
don't,
switch.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, you guys, the drugs are just drugs, man.
This is switch.
Every
yeah.
drug should be legal. I don't care about fentanyl should be legal.
If
Every drug.
if people
It's a
could get
choice.
fentanyl from
Larry, you tripping. Every drug should not be legal. Like, hell nah. What I say? Why is my chat so little? Hold on. I forgot how to work everything. I feel old, bro. But it's been a long time, so. Ayo, like I'm telling you, bro, you can't make every drug legal. You crazy as hell.
pharmacy, they wouldn't die because they
Right,
would be
what?
able to dose. Fentanyl is in every hospital every single
figure out
day.
who said it.
People don't
What did it
overdose
say?
and die
I can
from
just look at my
fentanyl in a
phone.
hospital. Why is that? Because people know their dose. You can be precise.
Mm.
The issue, why people die from drugs is
What
drug
up,
prohibition.
that
That's
one,
it.
homie?
I know that.
Going
To
on?
me, it's
Appreciate
not
it, brother.
serious. It's a choice by everybody involved. Obvious, the guys who used violence in any one way or another, it's serious. So I think this is pretty looking good.
So I would put all
Damn,
drug
bro is
crimes
really a
as
murderer.
least serious than
people
accidents
said it. I try to give him
whatever
benefit of the
kind,
doubt, you know
even
what I'm
if
saying?
they
'Cause he
resulted
colored.
in injury or
I ain't
death.
wanna
Then willful behaviors
put that
that
on
are
nobody.
like non-violent that didn't hurt someone.
Your
like
drug distribution wasn't willful?
This is like, I mean, I don't think prostitution should be illegal because that is consenting. If it could be regulated, there wouldn't be abuses, there wouldn't be pimps.
Can't
You're
die
right.
I think
for having
prostitution
for
should be
consenting
legal.
to have sex, but okay.
But it's a consensual transaction between
I don't know, that
adults.
shit
and
dangerous.
But it's
there is risk.
but it's illegal.
Nah, I don't think so.
Are you saying that the criminal law as written in the United States is infallible and perfect?
No.
Because like being a lesbian could have got me sent to prison in previous decades. Criminal law is a construct, a social construct. It varies by county line. How arbitrary is that? That the side of a county line you're standing on could be the difference between probation and 20 years.
I'm agreeing. Any time you got a choice to do what you want, but it's a choice. Everybody has choices, man. You got to someday say, hey, fuck it, I f***ed up, and change if you wanna. If you don't want to change, that's your own business, you know. But you can do that.
Hey, why he not talking? The murderer. Bro ain't say a word. They said not allowed to disclose some time.
When I was a kid, I was, a little street dealer. I moved up, and I wound up moving to Florida, and it was closer to Columbia and Jamaica. My main thing was to figure out how to get cannabis from there to here. And I wound up, doing a couple little airplane deals, then big boats, and then bigger airplanes, and it just wound up just getting completely out of hand, It was nonstop for years and years, hundreds of thousands of pounds of cannabis, actually. And then, I got arrested. I went away nonstop. Just wound up just getting completely out of hand.
I'm telling you, bro.
It was nonstop.
Grandpa moving big shit.
For years and years, hundreds of thousands of pounds of cannabis, actually.
Hundreds of thousands of pounds of cannabis.
I got arrested. I went away for a couple of years.
Why is he at the bottom? I don't get it.
And got out, and then got arrested.
I get it. It's just
again.
weed. You feel me?
I was set up by a friend of mine. He had owed me some money for an airplane that he had stolen from me and crashed.
No.
And that's how he put it together with me to get me into doing it, because I told him like 4 or 5 times, no, I don't want to do that. No, I'm done with that. 3 years in prison was enough.
That's what I'm saying. Gas ain't too crazy.
He kept hounding.
But like, bro just had a DUI.
I wound up borrowing some money
and
from
I can't remember if it said minor
know.
injury or not.
And when they wanted it back, that's when he
drama
got
and
me
influence ain't
to
that crazy
conspire with
unless you kill it.
A reverse sting.
Or like really fuck somebody up.
Is what they called it. Where the police set you up.
Cross-eyed?
Is what they called it.
Yeah. Damn.
Where the police set you up. And that's when they had a hold of me real good. I made all my time in prison good. I didn't waste any time with anything that I did in there. I tried to stay positive all the time I was in there. I tried to help as many people as I could, especially youngsters, that I would try to get them out of what they were doing.
So when I was 19, I had just gotten prescribed Xanax that day. So I ended up taking 15. And
was this nigga trying to kill himself? I mean, I never took Xans before, but like, I don't know if 15 is a lot, but it sound like a lot. These niggas need help, bro.
I had gone to sleep and then woken up early in the morning to drop off my friend at his house. When we pulled up to the first stoplight, I actually fell asleep. And he had woken me up and asked me like if I wanted him to drive. And I told him, no, I'm good. I can drive. I'm perfectly fine.
But do you want me to drive? I would have told bro, get out. If you fall asleep, like completely fall asleep at the light, I'm telling you, move.
Probably no less than like a minute or two later, I was going down a hill and I hit a tree and flipped my car. We were both not
Juice WRLD certified. I'm telling you, he tripping.
But he ended up getting an injury from kicking out my windshield. He had scratched up his entire, had to get stitches on his leg, and that's why it was an injury, with a DUI with injury.
So, okay. Who y'all think, do y'all still think they in the right spots? Let me know. Because he got, he said a DUI, and then like his friend leg got cut and needed stitches. And this dude got a RICO case with weed. Let me know if y'all think they in the right spots or not.
So my best friend and I, we both got into OxyContin, and then they cracked down on OxyContin prescribing. So all of a sudden, it was like $100 a pill, and people were scrambling. And we switched to black tar heroin. And it took a few years before I actually got like real bad in addiction.
Let's just switch. Yeah, I think we should switch too, bro.
We wanted a better life. Like, we didn't want that, but addiction is hell. you know. And in that time, my friend Justin, he was going to jail and he got out. He was trying to do the recovery thing, but he just couldn't manage it. So within a couple months, he relapsed and he texted his drug dealer to deliver him a gram. And on the way to deliver it, his drug dealer got a flat tire. And he knew that I lived with a drug dealer. And so that night, he was going to be dope sick, and he had to go to work in the morning.
Dope sick is frame commonly used when the opioid community describes the painful physical and psychological agony and associated with experience of criminals. Wait. So like a relapse, basically.
Or
a really bad relapse.
Violate his parole. And so he texted me asking if I could middleman a gram. And I did. He came over to my apartment. I asked if he wanted to stay and hang out. And he said, no, I got to work in the morning. And he left. And because he was right outside of Multnomah County on the Washington County line, he overdosed and died that night alone in his bedroom. And Washington County at that time was treating overdoses like murder. And so they raided my apartment the next day and charged me with drug delivery resulting in death for my best friend's death, and against the wishes of his family, who repeatedly tried to get them to drop the case. You know, they always say like, oh, but what about the victim? So in this case, his mom was listed as my victim, and she's going to court opposing the prosecution and writing a letter on my behalf at sentencing. But victims' voices only matter when they align with the punitive interests of the prosecution. So Justin was a criminal while he lived, jail, prison. And the first time he was ever treated as a victim was after he died. And then all of a sudden they had over $1 million to prosecute and lock us up. But they didn't have money for treatment while he lived.
That's crazy.
Take notes, I'm not gonna repeat myself.
Damn, imagine like buddy trying to quit.
You might just find common ground
What
after
I hit.
all. I can multitask. You decided to take me up on
that? When I was 18.
Would you hit?
I was living on my own. I had a 2-year-old daughter. And I was approached.
For sure give like crazy girlfriend.
By my sister, and she told me that she had an opportunity for me to make some money. I would get paid $10,000 for every $40,000 that I would withdraw from the bank. I agreed because I was naive. What I had to do was open up a bank account, and in turn, she gave it to the people that she was working with. They added my information to a millionaire's account, and they were transferring money from his account into my solo account. I found that out afterward. I didn't know how the money actually got in my account before this. And when we got there, I was instructed to, at the first bank, to take out less than $10,000 so that the red flags don't go up. There was 2 men, and they were the drivers driving me and my sister. I also had my 2-year-old daughter with me. At this point, I didn't even know I was committing a crime. We made it to the as soon as I left the bank, I gave the money to the guys. At the third bank, I go in and I go to the teller, I give her my ID, and I gave her another slip to take out money. And I knew right away something was wrong. I saw her reach under the desk, which I'm guessing that's when she pressed the button and she alerted the police. When the bank was swarmed with police officers, I automatically knew that it was for me. Like, I felt it. And I got on the phone, I called my sister right away, which she was right outside with the guys in the car, and they left. They left me at the bank. I was completely alone, 2 hours away from home, didn't know where I was at. I was 18 years old. So that night I went to jail, and I had a $10,000 bond, and I was bonded out by the guys, but a couple days later, they were knocking at my door. Come to find out, they were trying to harm me because they thought that I had given them away, even though nobody else got arrested. I was the only one ever charged for the crime. It was a huge organized fraud ring. They had over 55 victims, 1 point.
Bruh said white girl can get it for real. I ain't gonna lie, she not ugly. She actually is kind of pretty. She's just a, you know what I'm saying?
And I was also
What Kodak say?
victim,
Kodak
because I
said
had no
something.
idea what was going on behind the scenes. I was just told to open up a bank account. So at the end, I was charged with organized fraud. It was a white collar crime and grand theft.
I started getting in trouble as a younger kid. 9 years old was my first charge, and they tried to take me to detention, and it didn't work because you had to be 10. So from the time I hit 10 through 18, I did a decent little chunk here and there. From detention, 16, I got put on state's custody. That's when I started doing drugs. So I broke my wrist snowboarding at 16.
Hold on, I'm missing it. Hold on.
Decent little chunk here and there. From detention, 16, I got put on state's custody. That's when I started doing drugs. I broke my wrist snowboarding at 16 years old and got addicted to pain pills. So from 16 basically till 18 through high school, I was addicted to heroin and opiates. It was constant drug tests, kept getting dirty ways. I couldn't stay clean and sober. It was just unfamiliar for me. Strangely enough, I have a scar on my right arm, if you may be able to see it. I was one of the first people to get sentenced to get an opiate blocker installed in my arm. 19 years old, I robbed my drug dealer's house. Nothing was exciting in the safe, unfortunately, but that was the crime that I had committed. It was burglary of a dwelling and theft.
I agree.
And at 19 years old, they sentenced me to prison for burglary of a dwelling and theft. Not the amount of time. But yeah, those were my original charges, but it was heavily drug related leading up to that.
Oh, I started young. I started in organized crime at 12. Moved
See,
up
now listen to the
young.
bro.
I started in organized crime at 12. 12? Moved up, went to the service. Then I got out. Then I ended up being the biggest jewel robber in the United States. Robbed 15 to 18 million.
This nigga stole 15 to 18 million dollars worth of jewelry, car. 15 to 18 mil. Niggas real deal playing GTA, bro. Shit, crazy.
Hooked up with organized crime. So, but when I got arrested with helicopters, and it was fed because the state I had the mayor in my pocket, and we had the whole town who couldn't touch us. These were daytime robberies. I would go into the store, I would tie everybody up. I was, a professional. Knew who was coming, who was going. The cops were coming, everything. The people we had, boom, team, take them down, boom, tag. We never gagged anyone because we don't want to murder anybody because if they puke, they die. So we didn't do that. So after, we got them in there. I mean, it was a robbery. I had dynamite and everything, but thank God we didn't use it because we were going to kidnap somebody. But we didn't because that's no statute of limitation on that crime. And then even crazier, after that, I go away for not telling. So when I go away, while I'm in there, I get charged with another crime for protecting somebody. And then after that, got out. Been all over.
Whew, that conversation was so interesting. It reminds me of that unfortunate time that Billy ran his unicycle to an open pothole.
Yeah, didn't he dislocate both his arms and break his leg and even lose a tooth?
Yeah, I'm so glad he recovered from that. He went through such a treacherous process trying to sue, and he barely even got compensated.
Yeah, Lester,
must have taken him 3 to 4 months to get a lawyer. It was horrible.
15 to 18.
Yeah, the sad part was his legal fees were comparable to his compensation.
I mean, I'm sure there's a firm out there that does online appointments and all the paperwork for you.
Fuck out of here.
Oh
yeah, we gotta hear you, buddy.
Well, as a teenager, I got into the drug game early, about 15, 16 years old. I lived in, my mom had 4 sisters, I'm the only boy. Well, I watched my mom struggle all her life trying to take care of 5 kids by herself. So when I was in the streets hanging out, the drug game was easy. We just stand in the corner hanging out. So I'm hanging out with them, but I ain't making no money. So I decided I'm gonna start hustling along with them. Then we started hustling, we started making money, and we started getting good at it. And we just got more into the game, from weed to serving cakes, cocaine, and then crack. So with that came a lot of altercations, a lot of fights, a lot of arguments. A month after I got out of prison, I got locked up for a drug case previously. Then I bailed myself out. Then one of my friends got murdered. When he got murdered, I didn't get no therapy for it, nothing like that. So I was kind of traumatized by it. And I was angry, I was hurt. And I had a mindset of that nobody else in my friends would get killed, or my family. So I was dealing with that kind of issue. And then we got into another issue with some other guys at a skating ring where we got into it. Then we got my friends would get killed, or my family. So I was dealing with that kind of issue, and then we got into another issue with some other guys at a skating ring where we got into a shootout. I wound up killing one of the guys who was shooting at us, and was on the run for like 3 weeks. Then I got locked up.
Niggas on the run for 3 weeks. Take K.
That they gave us the 5 charges, and then I was sent to jail.
That nigga too
at 19 years old,
bro.
Okay,
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say I'm gonna switch Zane. Yeah, y'all too. Just switch. Y'all too. That kind of good. Good. The car accident was just him being intoxicated. This scratch on his front leg, something that he kind of inflicted on himself trying to get out. So I don't think he was responsible for that, but he got charged for it.
I could make the argument with these two still, because there was a death involved. You kind of knew something was fishy, obviously. Nobody just gives people 10 grand. And yours was not willfully like, hey, I want to hurt my best friend.
Hey, what
obviously.
Dallas do again? What he do again? I completely forgot.
No, but the result was your best friend died.
I would actually switch these two down here, because the guy you shot was just as likely to have shot you. And
that's real.
There wasn't enough money to come into your community and alleviate poverty, but there was enough money to put you in prison for I don't know how long. So there's unlimited funds to lock people up, but not enough funds to lift people up. But just like whether you were the victim or the perpetrator that day was a coin toss. This gentleman traumatized I don't know how many people for the life, especially in these particular circumstances where the guy you killed was sort of consenting to the risk. He was shooting at you, right?
Right, that's true.
I would put you at the front.
Y'all agree? Dallas robbed his dealer? Oh shit. Thug.
Interesting argument.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree because it was.
Yeah, that's real because he just shooting back and they end up dying.
Tied people up and that is traumatizing.
I told you that, Larry, bro. I told you he's a bad guy, bro.
You did.
I'm trying to tell you, he's a bad guy.
Listen, I get it. Listen.
That's traumatizing. You probably gave someone PTSD.
100% I did. 100% I did.
So what is that? How many people is that?
But you got to. No, I tried over 100 people. But the
go back. Just go back. Just go back.
Listen, I didn't rob old people. I protected old people. Listen. Although what I did was wrong. There is a code I lived by. I never hurt somebody unless they were in my business. If you were in the drug business or you were in the loan sharking business, the bookmaking business, then you're fair game.
Or if they were in the jewelry store.
Well, those jewelry stores didn't pay protection. There's a whole thing. The mob is a whole different animal how we work.
Because they weren't in.
I'm not saying right. Again, I changed my life.
I don't think you're taking responsibilities for your actions.
Especially if they stay in the jewelry business and now every day when they go to work in the profession that they've had for their entire life, they're going to think it's today the day. It's today the day.
Listen, they couldn't get one person to come testify against me. Not one. You know why?
Because they were scared.
No.
You were in the mob, bro.
Listen, you're wrong. And I'll tell you why, and I mean this. They said, he's a nice guy. I robbed a store in Sarasota, Florida. Great store. Old people come in. I put them down nicely. I didn't even tie them up.
You tied
up no. I was
Listen,
I had the 2 people in the store tied up.
He made a nice bow.
The girl, I used to do it in a suit and all. They buzz, here's people, I'm already robbing it. We went in, took them down. I let them in. I opened my jacket, I said, you're in a robbery. The old lady goes, I go, no. You come with me. I put them in a chair. I put them no trauma.
This salad was bad.
I said to him, listen to me. Listen, dog, listen. I said to him, don't do anything. Give me 5 minutes and we're out of here. Get up and call the police. He said, okay. In the newspaper the next day it said, they were nice guys. They had a story until they're dead. But who?
She was still traumatized.
No, why are you see, there's where snowflakes do it. And I'm not calling anybody snowflake.
It's my opinion.
Again, good. No, I agree. But we got to get tough. We got to get
things
happen to all of us. He had addiction issues. He turned around. He didn't fucking say,
nah, bro, I think he already did his sentence.
I'm going to stop this shit.
He did his sentence.
Change. I love people who change. I changed.
When you're in that criminal lifestyle, to you at that time, you thought you were being gentle with them. You were being nice. I didn't gag them. I didn't do this. They're living a regular people life. That is traumatizing. If you are a regular old couple cruising through the jewelry store looking for your new watch or whatever, dude rolls up, hey, let me gently tie your ass up. that's pretty rough for them. You know what I mean? Like at their psyche at that point, it's rough.
So nice, you know.
Okay,
but
you
listen, I'm
opened
sure I tied up an asshole once, and he deserves to be tied up.
Okay, but you opened your jacket to flash guns after?
Just like, yeah. Well, it was a BB gun. I never used a real gun.
They didn't know that, though.
But yeah, they didn't know.
There's trauma.
But I think
I don't use guns.
you have a strict moral code so that you can sleep at night, but it's within the mindset of like the criminal lifestyle. Like, you're right, you traumatize them less than you could have, and that's good. But you did hurt them.
I think you're justifying it so that you can be at peace with yourself. And although you've changed, I still feel like that's traumatizing to people.
But we live in a fluent, crazy, violent world.
No, but most people don't, man.
Yes, they do.
don't.
Most people do.
No.
Most people do.
Listen, you said you had the mayor in your pocket. I can infer from that a lot of things about your connections and your power in that city at that time, which would maybe deter people from wanting to testify.
I get you're 100% right, but when you have parties in cities and you take care of the city and the people there, the poor people, never paid for a thing. I did things for that town. Now, to this day, there's pictures and they talk about, because I help families with kids, give them sneakers, do a lot of good. People just think of crime as, oh, that guy, throw him away. But there's a lot of economy in crime.
But they say the ends don't justify the means.
You're number one.
Humanity.
I personally don't think that Larry takes responsibility for his actions. I think he just thinks that it was just nothing. So I feel like if it presented itself, he's probably likely to reoffend, in my opinion.
Seriously, I got to switch with him.
No, you're number one. No, you're number one.
No, you're definitely at the front. Even though this was just cannabis, if you're at the level of like planes and stuff, like that is stuff I've only seen in the movie Blow, man. Like that is like Hollywood to me, and like the level of profit you were making off that's some crime. Like, I mean, like,
yeah, 100,000
that really
pounds
is
a week.
like,
I ain't gonna lie, that nigga was making money.
Is crime to the highest degree.
Same with bro.
So you're to like the lowest power, and he was to the highest degree on marijuana.
I mean, he was making. I don't know. Did you say how much money you were making?
No.
Okay.
Confidential. That's confidential.
A lot of money.
Bro, rich
Right.
Lots of money.
That's how you know.
I'm just thinking if his was more serious than yours, because you were how old?
18.
When you're that young, it's so hard to conceive of like abstract consequences, which is what, like, you had no idea how much time you were facing.
I see. It was more organized than mine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, one takes a small army,
Escobar,
and one takes one
Honestly, you should
person.
be placed in front of Oxy.
So
You
what
were
do you
doing it for a lot of years. My crime took one day.
Think
That's
so?
it. And it was
That's what I'm
like,
saying. But it would have took.
He was
more than
moving a
one
lot of
day
weight.
if you didn't get caught.
maybe.
All right? You would have
maybe.
continued and continued.
You're right. You're right.
Till
Maybe.
you drained the account.
How long was your organization?
I don't know, 10, 12.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you.
Sure.
The way I think.
Right here.
You're
All right. The way I think about it is, you had the most serious crime.
Why this nigga so
all
drippy?
right?
In self-defense.
Especially when it comes to a human life. And it was an
Hey, is my
accident
mic
with
good?
what happened with you, but there was a human life involved. So
Yeah,
you would
that
be
is
next
real.
to him.
Cross country.
You know,
nigga
as far
face.
as serious crimes, as far as serious stuff went down.
You're still number one.
You're still on the end.
number one.
Alright, cool.
Nobody moved you.
Trying to get ahead of it.
But I just so profoundly disagree with that.
My cam froze.
You're using this framework of like human life.
wanna do that
that
only look
that
at-
being the end all be all. If there was a death, but circumstances matter.
It kind of is
intent
the end all be all,
matters.
though, because like you can recover from a financial
I heard my
disaster. You
camera
can
disconnect
recover
my
from,
headphones, too.
someone robbed me. You can't
Maybe it's
recover
just
from
about
death,
that,
so
correct.
that's why there's a little bit more seriousness to
And
that,
when
because
it
they
was-
don't get a chance anymore.
The day
going
before,
on?
it could have been Justin middlemaning me the gram, and I overdosed for the 13th time. Okay, that is a coin flip of a circumstance.
But it was still, if they charge you, I'm not saying I believe in the charge at all. Nobody there has, had
I said
people
tweak.
charged with losing a life. You did. So he's got a point that being up here, you should go here.
There you go.
No, move up.
I think
Wait.
you
Wait,
should be
wait,
on
hold
the
on.
end, and you should be here.
Hold on, nigga. What?
I don't agree with
I
that.
don't feel like self-defense should be the worst crime. I would definitely kill somebody if they're shooting at me. Definitely.
But,
I would.
but what
I don't
led
care.
up to him shooting at him?
Man,
like
she
he's,
got all the way to
he's in that
2.
world. They're going after each other, so they know that.
Over,
right?
bro.
Okay, but the
I mean,
people
she
he
did
tied up
like
were in
her
that
thing
world.
did result
He
in
needs to
death.
That's
be
why
at the
I'm with you.
front.
I can
I
make the
shit, I
argument
thought
that
someone
dude's
killed
down
him.
here.
He's up front, I would say.
The red is number
Red
1.
up
Yeah,
front
for
for
sure.
Yeah.
He tied up. He
more red.
I'm
admitted
not
to tying up
believing
over
it.
I've
100
had a
people.
couple.
Do I have to move?
That's pretty true.
Do I
Yeah.
have to move?
I think
Yeah,
Pops
bro.
and Nike should switch spots.
Oh, me and Pop?
No, not
Nope,
you.
nope, you're good.
You're good. You're good right there.
So
High five.
you
He's good.
all the way
Damn, hold on.
in
Where
front
my,
of-
where my
Wow, who put this in there?
Yeah,
Who
I
put
mean,
my
My
man
challenge.
over there?
I
He's
would
down with
switch
me.
you two.
It's
She's
self-defense.
in my crew.
Switch to her.
Yeah,
challenge.
switch.
That's it.
They think I did
Yeah,
something
you can't
serious.
be more serious. But then wait, no, man, I
You gotta
can't
go in
be
front of
in
her.
front of you. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this is debatable, but again,
No, he's totally on the other end of this, man. He had no life lost.
I feel like that looks good.
That's just
We
the saying.
don't know that.
Pop, go down there, man.
where?
Go down to right after the guy black. No, the DUI.
Right.
Oh, no, the girl.
my
Come on,
chest
she
went
knew
away
more
like
than she
that.
said. Go to the back.
She knew more than
You go to the back. She knew more.
You don't like me.
Listen, you're not getting 10
It's
grand out
okay.
of 40.
He had a 10-year organization flying planes and drugs into another country.
You said
Are you
seriousness.
serious? That is serious.
Wait a minute. He's helping people. You are taking people's life savings.
All
What
right.
happens when they take the money out of the account?
Insurance.
No. Nope. Not
In-
all
in-
the time.
Yeah, FDIC insurance.
Yeah,
Not all the
yeah.
time.
Up to
Yes, it is.
250K.
He got his money back.
But that's
what
because
she
you
did.
got caught.
Thank you to the FDIC.
I also feel like you need to be up more just because, like, that's some pretty serious criminal activity. If you ask me, even if it's just with weed.
All right.
So I'd put you, like, right after her.
After her? Or
Yeah,
me?
yeah, like right,
Right here.
yeah, right there.
Hello.
I kind of agree with this.
Are you guys sure this is your final?
I agree. Y'all agree? I agree.
In 7th place, we have Zayn with the shortest sentence.
Yeah, the shortest one. Okay.
In 6th place, we have Dallas.
Okay.
In
How much time they
5th
have?
place, we have Morgan. In 4th, Camille. In 3rd, we have Will.
This is like a secret weapon.
the
It's
fuck, man?
Arcade
Who the
by
fuck is
Output,
this
one of
nigga,
the
bro?
greatest plugins that I've ever
Shut
used.
up.
In 2nd, we have Larry.
Oh
And in
shit.
1st, we have Richard.
Told y'all he had the longest one. He done served it already.
For DUI with injury, I was sentenced to 2 years without a license, 3 months of rehab, and 3 months of DUI classes.
For burglary of a dwelling and theft, I was sentenced to 0 to 5 years in state prison.
Because of mitigating circumstances, I was pled down to conspiracy to distribute heroin and sentenced to 5 years.
For organized fraud and grand theft, I was sentenced to 6 years in state prison.
For murder in the 3rd degree, I was sentenced to 15 to 30 years.
Damn.
For RICO, organized crime, and Hobbs Act robbery, I was sentenced to 4 12-year sentences.
I was charged with conspiracy to trafficking, and racketeering for cannabis, and I was sentenced to 98 years.
Damn.
on a reverse thing.
God. 98? How old is this nigga? I mean, clearly he got out before that. But like, cause he probably had good behavior or something. But 98? Shit.
Let's share with each other how much time you guys actually served.
I spent 5 days in jail.
Between juvenile, detention, wilderness, foster care, all that stuff included, jail, all that stuff. The longest one-time stretch I did in prison was 18 months, but I've done roughly 5 years total. They sentenced me to 18 months
bro, like, in
contingent
and out,
upon
that's
completion
fucked
of the HOPE program, which was like a drug-related program. I completed that program, got out, and was still a drug addict. Picked up more charges after, and luckily they sent me to, it's called drug court. And that's where I found like Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous. It's where I got long-term sobriety and went through a rehab program in southern Utah. And next month I'll have 15 years of sobriety. So that's That's what it was all about.
I served 4.5 years. They gave me a much lower sentence. I was able to beat the drug delivery resulting in death because the prosecutor said I did not meet the typical definition of a drug dealer. And again, because my friend's mom was opposing the prosecution, they sort of dropped it to the minimum that they could without making it look like there was extreme sentencing disparities.
I served 4.5 years. I got out on probation, violated my probation. I got sent back and did around 9 months.
I was sentenced to 15 to 30 years, but I wound up getting 10 years suspended for the conspiracy, and I served 10 to 20 years. 10 years in prison, 10 years on the street.
I ended up doing 412's duty. You have to do the 12, because I lost good time. Total, 14.5 years, with 12 straight on the Fed bid.
Man, my time in prison was pretty wild because I spent 3 years in the hole, over a year straight in the hole. I was abused, strapped down, naked, beaten,
niggas in solitary confinement
by guards, all documented, and that's
I think I can do that. I would like
had a rough time,
crazy.
but I did quit. Got my law degree, and now I help a lot of people.
I've spent 32 calendars day for day before I got out.
32 years.
32
Maximum
straight.
security prison. I'm the longest serving nonviolent inmate in the history of this country. They couldn't have gave me any more time. When they said that to me, I was like, I looked over at my lawyer and I said, they're not serious, are they? He said, don't say a word about it. We'll get you back. It's an illegal sentence, da-da-da-da-da-da. Meanwhile, make a long story short, I spent 32 calendars.
You feel like your crime matched your sentence?
For me personally, I did do what I did. I take accountability for it, and I did 18 months, which at the time was a lifetime when I was 19 years old. But it was expected. That was the life I was living at the time. So it's like I don't feel bad about the amount of time that I received for it. I felt it was somewhat fitting.
I get where you do time. We all do time. I probably got away with more than I did. But you know, when you see pedophiles get very little time, I think that the sentencing disparities, I'm not saying that it was wrong. I deserve to be in prison. I'm one of them. But a lot of people did not deserve to do the time they did, or the length of time they did, obviously. So there's a lot of disparities there. So, but I got to say, I did what I did.
I think it was I got a great break from not getting that time or getting life in prison, you know, because I thought I would get life in prison. Because a few of my friends were getting life for lesser crimes, you know, or just having a conspiracy to a murder, and they got life.
As someone who struggled with addiction, for all those overdoses I had, where Justin technically is the one who sold me the dope, even if it was just like middlemaning, to think that if I would have died, he could have been charged with that, that makes me sick. But for my 5-year sentence for what I was charged with, because that carries a 20-year mandatory minimum. And if I was black, I would still be in prison. So I cannot be mad about my 5 years when people all across this country are serving way longer sentences when they're charged with that.
I'm really sick of burying my friends, you know, and it seems like right now we wait for an overdose to occur so we can punish someone instead of preventing it, because like we know what prevents overdoses. And it's not sending people to prison, but that's still like the go-to thing that the government is doing. It makes me mad that we can spend millions of dollars either putting, you know, people in jail or prison for possession. My charge, which is users most often. It's not like kingpins like it was intended. It's just users, and putting people in prison for 20 years. When if you think about it, like that much money, if we invested that in treatment, in harm reduction, we could be saving lives.
And we still have some of the highest crime rate out of any wealthy country in the world.
Not only the highest crime rate, we have the highest prison incarceration rate, rate per capita or not per capita, actual straight numbers. Most states are past most of these countries. States in the United States have more people incarcerated than these countries. So we can go, and we know it's not working because our recidivism rate is high and our crime rates are high. So why don't we do it? And let's get to that. The big thing, Congress won't pass a law. They're all making money, private prisons. It's a big thing. How many jobs are involved? It's all a bunch of bullshit.
I think, you know, for the time that I done for the crime, the time was ridiculous.
Yes.
They have to make
Absolutely.
adjustments in this country. There's no doubt about it. It's out of control, and there's so many people still in prison. You know, for the crime that I was in prison for a nonviolent cannabis charge. There's over 50,000 people in prison right now that need to come home. When they told me 98 years, I said, you gotta be kidding me. For a nonviolent cannabis charge? Something that doesn't hurt people, it only makes them feel better? They got a pain in their foot, or they got a headache, or they wanna just relax? It's really quite incredible.
Can you talk about how you got out early?
The Last Prisoners Project found out about me through my daughter and my son and my nephew. They got in touch with me, and within 2 months I was home. And I was facing the rest of my life in prison. The bottom line is they let me out because they were afraid of what would happen because the media got a hold of it. All the politicians were already getting in line to see how they could get their hands in it, and that's more or less, they didn't want the media on them. That's how fast it happened. I mean, it was like, you gotta be kidding, I'm going home?
What are you doing now?
Now I'm in the cannabis business in the state of Florida.
Niggas love
it. Buds and pre-rolls. I'm looking to, I'm expanding as we're speaking right now.
I've got like just just a thought, I guess. I've been out of prison for 17 years now. It feels like it was yesterday. I called my dad the other day. I'm like, I've been out for 17 years. It's crazy. I went when I was 19. My life today, the people that know me today, they would have no clue if they watch this and they're like, what? My solar guy is a prisoner? What the? Like, no way. So like, people can change, things get different. My life today is significantly different than what it was back in the, when I was actively involved in criminal behavior. But yeah, life gets better. Everyone can make that change. So that's kind of the message I want to throw out.
Everybody can't change,
man. Hey, this was a super thing today. This was special. I'll put this on one of my things, on my list, that this was one of the special things I've done since I've been home.
I don't know if you guys knew this. I had not a fucking clue what was going on. I said, rankings?